So wait, you have your brand on you right now. Where are we exactly? We're in Doggy Style Miami Hot Dogs restaurant.
Yeah, so right now...
Were you always a restaurant?
No, not at all. So right now we're sitting in our first brick and mortar, Doggy Style Miami, located in Little Haiti. After hours, I wasn't always a brick and mortar. I started off as a tent in a skate park in downtown Miami. And that's how I first got involved with the downtown community in the Miami community, because the agreement was to overlook the park and I get to vend my food. And just a simple type of agreement like that gave me an opportunity to figure it out, give me an opportunity to know my business, know my clientele, and just be part of the overall community, and let me solve the lack of community and the need for more community, not just from the people, but also from the city and the city representatives on what they can offer. And from there, I worked the street corners on the tent, and I graduated to a food truck, I guess. And then from the food truck, I kept working larger street corners. Now I worked in front of the clubs, right? Like places like Shots, all the breweries, pop-up parties, really anywhere that will allow me to do it. And dodging every single loophole imaginable in the city, because food trucks at that time, I got you. Food trucks at that time were kind of like Uber, so they weren't legal, but they're there, so there was like a gray zone. So because of that, I had a lot of issues, and the work was hard. I used to park my trailer in Broward and Pembroke Pines. Ooh. And I used to come out here every single night.
Oh, God.
So I used to come back home at 5, 6 a.m., go work at Yardbird still. When I think about it, just thinking about that grind now is like, damn, makes me proud. And like, I got so much more in the tank. Because some people look at that grind back then and like, damn, that was tiring. I look at that shit inspires me.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like the inspiration. I love the you graduated.
Yeah. And no, then, but so from the food truck, yeah. I worked all those routes. Really built that connection, because people, like I said, when you stay determined and you stay focused, other people will feel that, and you will attract other people like that, because people want that around them as well as too. So because of that, I was able to meet some incredible people that put me in some really good opportunities that if I didn't put in hard work into, they won't fulfill too much. But because I was able to put in the hard work into all those opportunities that are given, I was able to receive this where I'm at now, which is another great opportunity, which I'm working hard towards. And I know with hard work, it will be a gateway to another opportunity, because for my success, my definition of success is being able to continue to create and be able to take on other opportunities.
If it wasn't for the people and the opportunities now, you would not have enjoyed the blessings that you do now. But we live in a capitalistic society, so do you think it's all about the dollar, or you focus more on the individuals and the people and those blessings from how you treated, communicated, and interacted with them led into the blessings you have now?
Yes, it is all about the dollars at the end of the day. That's why I did want to get into the business, something that it can fund my dreams, honestly, because I knew that a simple job or a job that has a salary crap at the end of the year, it won't be enough to fund these crazy ideas that I want to do, right? And also doesn't let me get as much of an impact that I wanted, as far as being able to really change people's lives by employing them, by showing them a different side, by putting people on your team, by telling them like, look, if you got the balls, you can do this, fuck it, like I never met somebody who's more serious about hot dogs or more confident about doing hot dogs, but that's what it took for me to get where I'm at, and that's just because that's what I know best, because nobody tried to look at it that way. So I took the thing that everybody looked at less, and I said that's gonna be the thing that I know most about. So the ones that you sleep on are the ones that you need to pay attention to.
How do you can you break that down for me? Good. Because that was really good. I was absorbing that, because it's just like people in my immediate environment. If we look at the Miami creative landscape, how many photographers are there?
Plenty.
How many videographers or filmers are there compared to photographers?
Probably more, I would say.
Probably more.
Probably. I
mean, no, you could be right.
I mean, I see
no
a
right
lot.
Or wrong. It's just I
many
see
different skill levels.
I see less filmers.
Yeah.
And I know that there's more photographers transitioning to film. That is an increase, but I feel like out of the
maybe because I hang out with more filmers, more videographers. I feel, but I just feel that I don't know. I feel photography. Yeah. I see it from all over. Honestly, I see it very even, you know. What I don't see is people trying to get that much into sounds, just picking up things, and like that's the thing I don't see much of. I don't know how that makes sense, but everybody was trying to capture the videos. I'm always trying to capture those moments, you know. So I like to be mic'd up. I need to, like, you know, hear the rawness, the behind the scenes. That's what I really look for. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense.
That means that you're heavy into audio and music.
Yeah.
So tell me about the music that you're into.
Yeah, so of course, with being creative, one of the things that inspired me the most and one of the things that helped me to learn English was music, you know, music and entertainment. So it always fascinated me. And me, of course, I like food. I look at it scientifically, but also I like to entertain with my food. So, you know, that's why, you know, it's called doggy style. That's why, you know, you'll see me throwing around a flame torch, juggling a knife or something like that. I gotta put on a show because it is really entertainment, you know. It's really, you know, when you get it, you expect the unexpected. You know, it makes you feel something, just like a song, just like a movie. It'll make it, or it would show you something that you didn't know, just like a podcast, you know. So who would have thought that a carrot dog can be just like a hot dog? Like, those are kind of the emotions that I try to kind of pull out when people eat the food. Kind of raw, genuine emotions. Not that kind of like, oh, this is food that I'm chewing because I'm hungry and I have to eat. And to keep going as a human being, I have to maintain, you know, enough protein fuel. Level and fuel, you know. So that's what I expect people to get from doggy style. But
the landscape of how photographers are, videographers are, but you don't see that many people doing podcasts. Yeah. Even though I'm doing a podcast, how many can you say, like, oh, well, I had a podcast?
I got you.
Or these creatives that I came across, it's like, oh, they're doing something sonically. I never met someone that going from here and now he wants to try something.
Well, you know what? Also, yes, you're right. And I gotta commend you because doing a podcast is something that I always wanted to do. I just didn't. I said I lacked the resources. I made up excuses. I said I had the great topic ideas. I got the best conversations. I connected the people. I expected people to set it up for me, you know? And that's really what's the problem in Miami sometimes. And I wouldn't say in Miami, I would say just overall was younger people, you know. And not younger people, I'll probably say just overall people, you know. To be honest, because it's older people as well, you know. So it's people in general, you know. People have good intentions, and talk is cheap. And I know that sounds kind of like just regular to say or something that was of course so obvious, but it really is. It really is because that's why I gotta commend you for doing this podcast, and because sometimes I'm just a go-getter, you know. You're really the first one that I talked about doing a podcast with, and now here you are. And I had these conversations many times before with other people that talked about doing this, setting something up, and they never came through, and they still haven't started. And that's really the main question of this whole podcast: should I start? And the question is, why haven't you?
But these are things that I feel accountability. Yeah. Because the first time I met you, even if like my event didn't go so well, I still showed up. Yeah. I'm like, I still have to show face. I still have to eat like that dirt and stuff like that in order for me to grow. You know, it was good.
But guess what? That dirt, at the end of the day, it puts you in survival mode. And guess what? There's gonna come a day that you're gonna have to eat that dirt. So you might as well get used to it. You know, regardless, somehow, some way.
Better eat a hot dog. Get used to
the taste of dirt, yeah.
I'd rather eat a hot dog. And we've come across in the conversation between talk is cheap. Yeah. But when it comes to documentation, accountability, and execution, those are things that are really lacking in the landscape of things. I think entrepreneur is a hot word. It's trendy. People want to be entrepreneurs and stuff like that. What would you say defines an entrepreneur as an amateur and an entrepreneur as a professional? Someone who really means it and someone who's just taking it as like a light thing. Perfect.
Well, you know what? I think you're completely right. Entrepreneur this day is a hot term, you know. It's like saying creative director, it's like saying musician. And like it really is, and it's gotten into a little bit of celebrity thing. Honestly, I got into the cooking because I was surprised when chefs became celebrities, and now it's like entrepreneur chefs. So it's like a double celebrity. But no, I think it's true. People like the idea of thinking that they can be a boss, and the people that I think aren't really doing it, the amateurs, are the ones that call themselves CEO, and they're the only ones in their company, Those are the ones that I think are more caught up in the image or looking like a boss, but don't have the first idea what it takes to be a boss. And the people that I know are pros are the people that wear the same thing every day, like Mark Zuckerberg, People that get 4 hours of sleep every day, like Elon Musk. People that somebody like Jeff Bezos that probably eats the same lunch every single day. Warren Buffett, who drives his own car to work every single day still, Those are the people that I know that are really doing it, because they don't stop the work and they don't waste at all. And that's what really separates, because if you're really entrepreneur, you're really going to think about how to cut costs at every single corner. And real entrepreneurs like that, if you see these people are some of the richest people in the world, what keeps them going still? What still keeps Warren Buffett from driving that Buick to work and going through the drive-thru at McDonald's, What keeps him going to do that shit when he can have somebody drive him? He can work from his house. He can live in a penthouse and have an office right downstairs, He doesn't do it. Those are the people that I think are really doing it just because they have that never-ending energy. And guess what? The celebrity thing, it will fade. It will fade, and you can't keep it going forever. You can't keep it going forever, and that's just really because of social media. And I think that's why it became trendy, because it looks like something that can be profitable, something that looks kind of more independent. And really, being an entrepreneur and having a business makes you the most dependent on people. Because guess what? If nobody shows up to work tomorrow, I'm pretty screwed. My cook, he don't show up to work, I can easily replace him, So I depend on people. So I'm the most dependent. So people like to think that, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a boss, I'm a CEO, I'm free, this, that. No, you're not. Now you shackled down, because now you got people that are riding with you on this ride, on this journey, that you got to make sure that you hold yourself accountable to, that their checks come in on time, that they're okay, that you can try to help them without helping them too much, because you can't be too giving either, because you have to be strict but firm. So
God, yeah, I suffer through that.
Exactly. So that's why people don't have the slightest idea of what that means yet. And those are the ones that like to call themselves CEO, president, just overall people like that. And you know what? Those are the people that talk is cheap, and those will be the ones who crack under pressure, and those will be the ones that go get jobs and go and call people, yes, boss.
Yeah. People tend to crack like that under pressure. I know I've been in situations. I went to school for business.
Yeah.
But other than that, I learned how to build businesses, or I helped other people build businesses, and I worked in the corporation. And I'm just like, yo, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm just like, I'm so used to working cheap.
Yeah.
Even though I'm very valuable.
Yeah.
I'm so used to it that I'm just like, well, I wasn't making much anyway.
Exactly.
Exactly. I might as well
exactly.
hustle and then build my skill set.
But that's the mindset of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur just never really gives up. Just an entrepreneur to me sounds like not a quitter. That's people think, oh, rich, or, cause that's not true. You
can lose it.
You can lose it, and I'm not rich, right? So, no, and people think the entrepreneur is like celebrity. Like, entrepreneur, the definition for me is not a quitter, because as long as they're in the game somehow, some way, they're not quitting. And trust me, it's very easy to just walk away from things, It really is. It really is. Mark Zuckerberg can easily walk away. Jeff Bezos can easily walk away, but they don't, They don't. It's the energy that keeps you going.
Okay, but you didn't go to school for business, but you studied the game.
I studied the game. I became an analyst of the game, and it's something that I had to adapt to and grow with. And I looked at, as far as food, I felt comfortable just because dealing with food, I deal with people's emotions, like I said, right? So I look at people's expressions. So to me, also, food is very psychological. I can make you taste it. I can make you feel a certain way by eating a certain thing. If I give you something spoiled, it's gonna give you a bad taste. It's gonna give you a bad feeling, you know. If you're feeling kind of sad, I give you an ice cream. You're not gonna feel sad at all. When have you ever ate ice cream sad? Exactly. That's why ice cream is given to kids that cry. You know, so that's why.
I think that's a psychological thing.
Exactly.
Like early on, like whenever you cried or like, oh, you spilled ice cream, it's just like you're always in that sentimental moment.
And
so
think
now
about
it
it. Ice cream is milk, right? And then we used to cry. You used to drink your brother's milk. So it's just like that.
Damn, you brought it back to there.
Yeah. And you look at the cone. Looks like the cone's a white nipple, you know, you're licking the nipple all day.
Damn. You just got deep right there.
Yeah. So that's
ice cream is Mother Nature.
That's what William Ferguson called the oral fixation, I believe. Oral nipation.
The stipulation of the nipulation.
Yeah, exactly.
We just made all kinds of words today.
No,
I feel like Shakespeare right now.
Yeah. So I studied the game, and that's what I was gonna say, was that just really connecting with people. And honestly, also as an entrepreneur, one of the first things I learned is that you have to be empathetic. Empathetic for me is like the sixth sense, because it really puts you in somebody else's shoes, because you gotta see other people's needs at the end of the day. Because if it's just about fulfilling your needs, yeah, go ahead, call yourself CEO, go rent cars on the weekends, go pop bottles, I guess, wear some, Louis belts, like if it's just about you. But if you're empathetic, you can put yourself in other people's shoes. You can see what other people are lacking, what other people need.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing.
Let's go.
I love the people, I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below.
Yes.
If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I'll be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation.
Let's go.
I want to, understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.